Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku here was in space. So, but it was like in correct terms, its original name was What If Deku was in the multiverse. But I'm like trying to spell it out, it's like too much for me. So let's begin. And a lot of questions I'll ask, or I'll answer. So, how did we get to this point of how did we get to the point of like a whole Zuko thing? Or I need to check one more thing. Okay. So, So, how will it affect the... So, let's begin. I'm also adding zooming to this what if so that she can be in... She'll be the canon version. Like, basically Zuko from the canon, but as Zumi. So, yeah. So, let's begin. In this alternate timeline, or in this universe, and buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy, like, roller coaster of craziness. So, yeah. So Zuko and Zumi were born. So in this universe, they did not know, how the galaxy will react if they send quirks, like quirk users, like Mina, or Momo, or Zuko, or not Zuko, the Bakugo out there, but they don't want to take a risk, so they send quirkless people out there. So they could, but Zuko, so Zuko and Zumi were born. You already said that. At age of 3, or no, actually, time skip to 4. There, Inko and Nasashi took Zumi and Zuko to the Quark Doctor, and they really wanted to have so much. They needed a quarks. So, Quark Doctor tells them about Zumi has a quirk of fire manipulation, and told them also that Zuko is quirkless. And so they launched Zuko into space, and they went into a black hole. But they did not know, or no one knew, that actually Zuko had a quirk called absorption of the flames. Basically, it could absorb anything into its power. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking. So, so, so Inko didn't want to send Zuko to outer space, and she had no choice. So, and plus, Zuko also had the ability of infinity and zero. So his survival rate is 100% survival rate. So they go get on so they go fly around and they found a black hole. Basically yeah. And they, yeah, basically, they, yeah, basically, they, so, Zuko was, or, so their ship got exploded, and the government said there's no survivors, right? Yeah, huh. Maybe in their next life they will know better, or to, or basically they needed quirks in their next lives. So, yeah. But they did not count on Zuko. The black hole did something opposite to him. Instead of absorbing he ended up absorbing the entire galaxy. Like his own soul fused with the entire galaxy. So Zuko, his body wasn't like frozen like the others were, as they all died, or rest of them all died. But Zuko was alone, afraid. But then a portal, or when he went into the black hole, he went through the alternate timelines, like endless universes. Like every universe he went through, meeting the other Zukus. He met Doomsday Zuko. He met the Gargantuan Leviathan Zuko. He met every single one of them. Yeah. But they all trained him to use their powers on him. Like basically, how will I put this? Like basically, they are in. Think about how. Yeah. Think about how you get trained by thousands of millions of trainers around the world. By everyone. Yeah. And he even met that girl from that YouTuber, the one that's on that always like draws her out as a like villain with like question marks on top. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. I sometimes don't know what. So My Hero Academia, me, Doria, this. They really need to add the Zumi into My Hero Academia. Where is that one? Where is she? Give me a minute to. So, and hold on. Give me a minute to find it. Oh, here she is. You know, like those YouTube, or like how the female villain Deku versus like, or this one, that's what it is. So, like this one, he even met her. And, yeah. So, he was trained by everybody. All the alternate Zukus. And he went from being a quirkless nobody, or actually he has a quirk, but a quirk nobody, to the one who is a lord of it. So during all that time where he was training in out or in the alternate timelines things, not messing it up, but instead setting them straight. Zumi, in this what if storyline, or she was got the quirk, or like basically All For One gave her the quirk of One For All, and tells her that all about the whole thing. So she joins UA, and she was dating, I'm trying to think. It's between Bakugo and Todoroki. Let's say Todoroki. So, yeah. There's a lot of Todoroki and Zumi. And plus probably there's a lot of Bakugo and Zumi. So, yeah. So, let's continue. Zumi went to UA. She was still dating Bakugo. One of those two. I'll pick both. Todoroki and Bakugo for her. I know that there's some people that are like one person with another person. That's right way. But this is just a what if, so it's just for dumb fun. So, yeah. So she was dating Todoroki and Bakugo at the same time. Yeah. As the but deep down inside her, she really misses her brother so much. So then sometimes Zuko or Zumi goes home. Sometimes she's like, as Inko understands that she wants her brother back, or Zumi wants her brother back. But then so Zumi like trains with One for All and her original quirk and all that stuff. So then the time skip to All Might versus All for One. And of course, All for One was down. Or no, actually All Might was down, but not out. All for One is about to say, or actually shoots a laser. But out of nowhere, I repeat, hate myself, a big thud across as it lands right between All for One and All Might. I mean, as a guy, a big buff dude goes up, looks right at All for One, as a beam of light was aimed right at Zuko. As Zuko absorbs the attack and into himself. And yeah, Zuko accessed, or because his soul is infused with the entire universe, like space, time, everything. So Zuko ends up could feel the powers of every Zuko that he trained with. The Illusioner, the everybody. Yeah. Zuko was pretty powerful. As he looks up and tells All for One, "You really made me mad, trying to kill my favorite idol off." As Zuko's voice was dark and deep, like, "Hello, welcome. You really made me mad." And or a deeper voice, but I can't do like a super deep voice. So yeah. So he ends up basically looks at All for One and as, let's say, Eraser, or no, not Eraserhead, the pro hero him shows up, or actually was, or he was there, but when he saw what the monster is, as he kills all for one. Hun. 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 Without any hesitation. As pro heroes surrounding him. Like trying to make sure because how brutal it was. As he looks at them. And let's say Zumi got captured. As he looks at Zumi. Yeah. Because of his black hair. Like he had, like same hair thing. Like that one. But on a whole nother level. And of course, Zuko's his hair. When he looked at Zumi. His hair color changed back to normal. His eyes went back to white on the outside, green on the inside. Like, as he walks up slowly to his sister. As pro heroes are trying to, they attack him. But he dodges their attacks and knocks them all out. As he walks over to Zumi. As he thought she's going to be killed. As All Might, he does the Tokyo Smash thing, but Zuko caught the fist. Or without a single scratch, and sends him flying. I don't need that. As he turns around, he sees Zumi. As Zumi was scared out of her mind of who this guy is. This big buff guy that could rip her to shreds. And she starts crying. And as Zuko kneels down to her, he grabbed a napkin. As he puts her, he hugs her. You're all right, sister. I'm here. As she recognizes the aura. Brother? Is that you? Yep, one and only. Me. As she starts crying. Like basically in his shirt. How? The reports said that you were dead. Huh. Yeah. But it's going to be a long story. Right. So, as he says, let's take you back to the home, shall we? As he teleports Zumi and him back home to her house. As he looks at, as he wants to as he teleports away him, as he looks at the court doctor, or he teleported right in front of the court doctor that was in his lab, not in the hospital thing, but in his lab. As he says, long time no see. Him. Zuko Midoriya. How, wha-bam! As Zuko just straight up knocks his butt out with just a fist. as he says, the I know it was you that lied to my. You lied to my face. That takes guts, boy. I know it was you and all for one. As Zuko, who was mad. I'm lucky to survive, but you, my friend, and as he is about to, as all for, or as the court doctor is begging for his life, as he's, and Zuko's about to, as he tells him, I went through the metaverse. Everywhere I go, I always saw, like, some experiment. And like the ones that I see now, those nomus that you've been creating. And he's mad. So he ends up turning him over to the police instead of murdering him. And the detective's like, man, he's scared. What did you do? It's going to be a long story. And so Zumi, of course, he went on top of a building. He sat down as he's happy that he's back to his world home. As Eraserhead shows up. Eraserhead. Long time him. Yeah. Doing some soda. As a portal opens up. Or a drink pops into his hand. As he drinks like soda. And plus I don't know what kind of soda would Zuko drink. But man, So so Eraserhead's like, man, what did you say to the court doctor that made him all scared? Well, I told him that he needs to stop lying to some people about the quirks, but I'm almost certain that I almost kind of went overboard. And this close, as he uses his two fingers, like two fingernails close, as he says, I'm this close to ending his life. Really? Yeah. So Zuko, who ends up telling Mr. Ozawa, as Mr. Ozawa's a little bit like like, basically, like, okay. So, what's about this so-called Doomsday Zuko that you talked about? Well, he was once a man like myself, but he ended up, yeah, we don't want to go to there, okay. So then he tells a detective everything. And yeah. And the detective believes his story because what he told him. And he says, "You think I'm lying to you?" As he unbuttons his shirt, takes off his shirt. As they see how many battle scars was all over Zuko's body. Yeah. Zuko had to survive because the multiverse thing aged him up a lot. So his sister Zumi is 15. But he is 3,000 years old. No, like 3,000 years old. And he still looks same thing what you see on your screen. And as they're like, wait, so you're 3,000 years old? How is that possible? As Inko asks, how is that possible? As she's wondering that too. As Asashi says, multiverses works in different ways. So, but how? As Zuko's like, or no, Inko tells Asashi's like, that's impossible. They both were at age of 4, or they were born at the same time. They had the same age, same birthday, everything. But then millennia has passed. Like after Zuko after he, as she points to Inko, went into outer space and comes back as a 3,000-year-old man. Yeah. And how is that possible? And don't worry, Inko. Plus, also during all that time, basically during all that time, from that rocket thing that I told you about, yeah. Well, it had the opposite effect on me. All the entire galaxy, like the entire universe, space, time thing, all that stuff fused into my own soul. So, yeah. As Inko still can't get over how he's also immortal. As she could not believe that her own son is immortal now. So, yeah. Because it's supposed to be the... Yeah. So, he was a teacher. He became a teacher. Yeah. As everybody's like, man, you're pretty good to teach. And how can... Or PE teacher, or should I say. But how can you do that without the lifting anything? Well, how old are you? So, Ochako and Momo ended up decided to date him. I know, a young child dates a teenager, or basically a teenager dating an old man, like super old man. But Zuko wasn't that old. As he uses his own power to de-age himself a lot. I mean, back to because of time skip thing, Zumi is 18. Todoroki's at 18. Bakugo, or actually, yeah. And yeah, both of them got married to Zumi. And of course, Zuko de-ages him a lot, or de-ages himself. Too similar to, yeah. So they're like, whoa, so you can de-age yourself? I could also de-age the other people too. Whoa, you can? So let's say Inko had something like some gray hairs more than normal. Ezuku just walks over and on the shoulder of his mother, and the gray hairs just... So now she's de-aged. Basically how do I put this? Back into her prime. He did that with Sashi too. And his own sister too, make sure she doesn't yeah. Yeah. And he looks over, one day he walks over to Zumi's bedroom. And she knows that he's always welcomed into her bedroom. Except for her changing, of course. He did knock before. So he tells her, so she says, come in. And so Zuko comes in. As he sits down. And plus, Zumi was really happy to visit with her brother. Spend time with him. Because she lost all that time spending with him because of he was through the metaverse. So, yeah. I'm not just talking about like a light side. He also went towards the dark side too. So, yeah. So then Zuko tells Zumi that if there was an alternate version, or as he sat down, who would you be if you died and got reincarnated as? Would you become a villain or would you become a hero? What's a question is that? Well, if to be honest, brother, I would rather be a hero if I was reincarnated. Yeah. Because I went to an alternate version, like a dark counterpart version, and I saw like a darker version of you. As he shows a picture of her. Why is my eyes green in that? Or why is my eyes red in that? Well, that's your villain form. Okay? But it was good to ask you before. Yeah. So, Bakugo and Todoroki walks in, and they know that he's just visiting with Zumi. Yeah? So, and Todoroki and Bakugo wanted to know got him out of there and asks him what was one thing, or when you were traveling through the multiverse thing, like space, what was one thing that never wanted you to, or you wanted to escape from? Well, there's this one that still haunts me. And you know what it is? Oh, how long has this? Okay. That's okay, because I'm making it into a movie part. So, yeah. So, he tells Todoroki and Bakugo that one thing that scares him was the dead corpses of everyone in this world. Because I have seen it in an alternate one. And you know by who? Well, the Quark Doctor created a monster by using me. As Todoroki and Bakugo are like surprised about this, Zuko uses yeah. So he tells them the whole story of why. As Bakugo says, was there anyone that could stop him from his timeline? Nope, not even a single one of them survived. But when I came along, I basically absorbed the negativity out of them, or out of him. Took away his dark memories and changed it into light memories, like good version. So now he talks like normal. like how I talk. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I don't want to see him out my mother, her getting shot in the head. That's what Zuko is saying. And it's... Plus, I don't want to see my little sister getting shot at by some lunatic court doctor. Yeah. I agree on that. We both agree. Yeah. So then, now he got called in by the doctor's office because they did tell him to, like, be mostly, he had some errands to run, so call him in. So he comes in, and Zumi and, or no, not Zumi, Momo and Ochako gave birth to 6 kids each. So basically 12 kids. And 6 girls and 6 boys. Yeah. And they all have quirks and powers similar to their father and their mothers. Corresponding mothers. Yeah. So, and then Zumi ends up having 4 kids because of, yeah. So that in grand total of 16 kids. 1 and 6. So 16 kids in total. So that was a lot. So Zuko teaches them, or all of them teaches each other. Yeah. So now this is the end of the what if. So I'm cutting it off before I blather too much and lose my voice. Peace out, y'all.